Our once respected peer has found himself a little bit undead. I'm Meek Nomicon, and we'll face him tomorrow. Tomorrow. If you're not back by then, we'll take the castle by storm. There, amidst an encircling thicket, is a sprawling graveyard claimed by the forest. Stepping past crumbling tombstones and unmarked graves, I glance at the occasional beloved and dearly departed. Okay, so do we prefer pessimism or empathy? You know, I do enjoy my good pessimistic answer. Fat load of good that love does them now. But to be fair, gravestones were never really for the dead, were they? It's always for the ones that get left behind. Distracted, I almost topple over a root, wincing as I clutch at my chest. Smoothing the wrinkles out of my cloak, a familiar voice reaches out to me.
Finally fallen for me?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I might have stumbled for you a little bit. Charm me more. Startled, I turn around to face him. Shavil, you're at the surface already.
I simply decided to save you the effort of dragging me up here, my clumsy little mage.
Aww, but dragging you out of your grave is half the fun. He's advancing in the dark arts faster than expected. I can barely keep track. He must have made connections by now. As I approach him, a question comes to mind. Oh, have you missed me? Cheryl, have you missed me? Oh, that was an awful silence. I get a bad feeling that the answer was no. He briefly parts his lips, then closes them, his dark eyes flickering towards mine as he grins.
My, aren't you awfully straightforward today?
Says the guy that first spoke to me by asking if I'd fallen for him. I'm just matching your energy, buddy.
Well, I suppose the dead and the damned don't make for good company.
Thank you, I think. I mean, it's a compliment, right? To be better company than corpses.
Besides, I do miss having these mundane conversations that don't challenge my intellect.
He loves me, and he loves our stupidity. That's actually pretty good for us. You've always taken pleasure in your own wit. Couldn't you have simply said yes?
And miss witnessing that adorable pout on your face?
I don't know what you mean. I'm not pouting. He abruptly stills, his dark eyes boring into mine. Is something wrong?
Not at all. If we exclude the fact that I lay amongst the wilted and forgotten, as painful as it is for me to admit, I find myself not recalling how I ended up in this situation.
Well, do you want the simple answer or the complicated one? Because to put it bluntly, you died.
Care to enlighten me?
Well, remember the night the Council of Mages was formed? A certain stubborn wizard refrained from the celebrations to debate the legitimacy of necromancy, questioning their decision to forbid it.
And what better way to comprehend the damned than by standing amongst the undead?
Oh, I'm guessing you were that wizard then, huh?
I didn't even know I had it in me. Although it's a rather unfortunate oversight on my part that I'd stoop to die here of all places.
It feels fitting. You're amongst your kind here, right? The dead and departed? With a renewed sense of vigor, he swiftly pulls out a dark leather-bound book and rifles through the pages.
Well, where are your notes? You don't intend to memorize what I'm about to impart by heart, now, do you? The slightest misinvocation could prove disastrous.
I was planning on winging it. I'm sure we'll be fine, right? I'm not here to take notes. He furrows his brows and slams the book shut.
Which was it? Was penning the findings of a lunatic no longer satisfying? Or was it the loss of desire to play student to those lacking fools in the academy?
Neither. As I lift my shirt, his voice wavers, and a wash of panic floods his face.
Wait.
His expression falters as his gaze traces the dark lines blooming across my torso, trailing towards my heart. Wait, are these similar lines that were on his face? Did I die as well? His trembling fingers faintly hover over the dead flesh.
I can claw my way back from death. Have the spirits under my beck and call, but this I can't remedy.
I'm aware. The Lich King sends his regards for your invaluable assistance. His hand twitches as his eyes turn wide.
No, I never meant for this.
Oh yeah, he definitely killed me at some point, didn't he? The Council of Mages have long been informed of his transgressions, to put it mildly, and despite their best efforts, he has become untouchable. Those affected tire of waiting. They're set to breach the castle in 2 days' time. Without our help, it's bound to turn into a bloodbath. Bewilderment etched on his face gradually gives way to resignation.
You'll need a patron.
And who better to browse the catalogue with than you?
You speak of elder beings, not shopping for a couch.
Wait, I'm allowed to summon an outer being? Oh, hell yeah! I slip my hand into his, and he freezes. You'll figure it out. You always do.
Right.
This is going to be fun. With a whispered incantation, light bends and warps, shaping into a softly humming portal. He squeezes my hand for reassurance, and together, we leap into the swirling darkness. That's the best ending. I mean, I've yet to see the other ending, but I'm just going to assume leaping into portals and summoning outer beings cannot be beaten as an ending. Unless I actually get to see the outer being, which I don't think I will since the restrictions. Okay, so I'm assuming we've got to be nicer this time, right? Maybe that will stop us from actually summoning people? I hope they're resting well. With my head bowed, I stand in silence, pushing aside the pulsing pain in my chest.
Well now, didn't take you for a saint.
Startled, I turn around to face him. Cheryl, at the surface already. If I'd known you so keen, I would have visited earlier.
Well, unless you're enjoying the riveting conversation between the moss and stone, you'd best saunter over.
He's advancing in the dark art, faster than expected. I can barely keep track. He must have made connections by now. So, do you miss being not undead?
You always were one with words.
Thanks, I do love my double negatives. What was that?
Seasons turn, yet I remain stagnant. What's there not to love?
Noticing my dissatisfaction with his overly sarcastic response, he sighs.
I suppose if I was to miss something, it'd be
I know it's me. You can say it's me.
the routine of sleep and the very concept of dreams. These phases of limbo between my studies that act as bookmarks.
You know, personally, if I became undead, I think sleep would actually be the thing I didn't miss. I mean, it just wastes so much time. And I always wake up feeling exhausted, probably because I'm not sleeping enough, but still, it's an awful experience because now I just want to sleep more.
Ironically, I'm in a constant state of existence now. and thinking about it somehow still exhausts me. Regardless, being able to fully dedicate myself to my personal studies is a gift. Truly.
Yeah, that's the one silver lining of being an immortal, right? You get to study what you love for eternity. He abruptly stills, his dark eyes boring into mine. Is something wrong?
Not at all. If we exclude the fact that I lay amongst the wilted and forgotten, as painful as it is for me to admit, I find myself not recalling how I ended up in this situation. Care to enlighten me? No.
Well, to put it simply, you decided to prove the Council of Mages wrong, and that necromancy was a worthwhile profession. And to do so, you killed yourself. Yeah, and by the way, the Council of Mages aren't happy with the Lich King. The Council of Mages have long been informed of his transgressions, to put it mildly, and despite their best efforts, he has become untouchable. Those affected tire of waiting. They're set to breach the castle in 2 days' time. Without our help, it's bound to turn into a bloodbath. Bewilderment etched on his face gradually gives way to rage.
They're using you to get to me. I know you. You're not foolish enough to allow something like this to befall you if you weren't goaded into it. They even timed your death alongside that damn siege. You're telling me you're okay with all this?
I'm dying regardless. As he waves his hand across my face, muttering something incoherent, my vision blurs and my body feels heavy. What are you doing?
You've said it yourself. You're dying regardless.
Yeah, and I meant let's go summon an outer being, not just kill me anyway. I was right.
Rest assured, you'll wake up once it all blows over.
Oh, maybe he's not killing us. Okay, apparently I'm just gonna take a really long nap. Wait, does this mean I'm gonna miss the outer beings?
I've always wanted to experiment with making a thrall. I'm glad you're my first.
No, hold on a minute. I think I want to go back to the first ending. I want to summon an outer being. I don't want to be your thrall.
You'll make the most obedient scribe, my little mage.
I'm gonna put salt in your coffee. I think I was right. The first ending is the best. I want to summon an outer being. Well, if you enjoyed your time here, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel. Other than that, it was Spooky Day, and I'll catch you next time, guys.